welcome. You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. That's right. This is what you're listening to. We have the voice lady of sports talk, the one and only Cheryl Smith. We got Goddess Kelli, the Diva sports debate. We got the naked woman on the bearskin rug, Dizzy Mac in the house today. Now, check out the music this week on Shout Out. We are featuring performances from Dizzy Box 9. Dizzy Mac, Dizzy Box 9. Well, we gonna see. Where they find their shining star, get the cold. And Goddess Kelli brought a bucket of ice cold. Feel of the mute button. Of course, it's as hot as it's been. They might want some of that cold ice cubes get thrown on them. First Lady, we are ready. What you saying?
Each week, we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the players of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdie, known as Jameson Winston, wishes he could fly far away from the stinging comments made by Keyshawn Johnson. Did someone say there's something wrong with that boy? Are former and present NFL players realizing something the NFL and the NFL's player union has not come to terms with? Are the players getting tired of these creeps stigmatizing the game, or more importantly, the players in the league? After a year of being criticized by President Trump, have the players become keenly aware any nonsense is going to be blown way out of proportion by a president's tweet, hurting their images and bottom line? The players have seen a serial killer, a serial rapist, and a serial woman beaters among their ranks. Are they?
First, not a serial woman beater. Serial women. No, it ain't no one. Not a.
Serial killers, serial rapists, and serial women beaters amongst their ranks. Are they simply tired of the nonsense? Virginia Hallis, McCaskey, Martha Ford, Gail Benson, and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? You're right. There's been more than one serial rapist and everything else in the NFL. But you know what? Keyshawn Johnson is really just echoing what I said last week about Jameson Winston. You remember I said he needs to seek help from the NFL PA psychiatrist because he definitely has a mental problem. So
there's something wrong with that boy.
There's something wrong with him, definitely. I mean, Keyshawn is spot on, and I was spot on last week. I mean, the nerve of Winston to relate his groping incident to an alcohol problem, and really what got me is when he said it is uncharacteristic of me doing this. I mean, come on, Jameson. Weren't you accused of rape in college? So he's clearly in denial of what's going on. I mean, I just think, Jameson, he needs to get a grip on life because, I mean, he has an issue. And the fact that he's saying there's alcohol, I mean, like Jamie Foxx said, blame it on the alcohol. Well, no, I'm not blaming it on the alcohol. I'm blaming it on the fact that you got mental problems. That's what I'm blaming it on. But, I think the players feel the same way as Keyshawn. But let's make this clear. They're not going to make any public statements about it. See, that's the issue. Keon never was shy of opening his mouth, but I don't see other players coming out saying the same thing about Jameson Winston. And in addition to players, understanding that there are some players that are stigmatizing the game and the players in the league, the NFL understands this. That is why they cut a deal with Jameis for a 3-game suspension. They didn't want this to blow out into a long, drawn-out problem. I mean, we already said that NFL has many problems. I mean, regardless of the fact I don't agree with the NFL for not following their own policy, but you know what? Maybe it's better for the players in the long run because these bad apples being discussed in the news will make it bad for the majority of the law-abiding players within the league. And fortunately for the NFL, Donald Trump is so occupied with immigration and choosing a new Supreme Court justice, he really doesn't have time to focus on the NFL right now. So that's a good thing. It's a really good thing because we need to take Donald Trump out of the equation. But unfortunately, the NFL has some criminals playing the game, and these players need to be exposed and removed if they cannot turn their life around. Jameis, you have 2 strikes regarding sexual assault, and we'll see if you eventually strike out. Goddess Kelly, what are you saying about this?
Well, I mean, in terms of President Trump, of course he's not going to tweet anything about this Jameis Winston Uber driving incident. We have a president who has stated that it's okay to grab him by the pussy. And what did Jameis do? He grabbed her by the pussy. That is something that has become acceptable in the United States of America. All the president cares about is if he's
Kelly, I got to make sure I got this clear. So the deal is that Jameis is actually following his role model.
That's it. I mean, that's what the president does. It's true. We've become a grab by the pussy society. And to be completely honest, I just really wanted a chance to throw that word out on air as many times as possible. But when it comes down to it, Keyshawn Johnson saying that Jameis Winston ain't right, we know it's true. I mean, he was accused of rape in college. There was the crab leg incident. There was the incident when he was speaking at an elementary school where he pretty much just told girls that they don't count and only boys can grow up to be what they want to be. This guy has done nothing but disrespect women for his entire career. And I don't want to say it's par for the course in the NFL, but we've seen so many other examples of players that completely disrespect women, whether it be with sexual assault and rape allegations or whether it be with domestic violence allegations. But I like to think that they're in the minority when it comes to that. There are so many other players in the NFL that are doing so many great things in their community, but they just don't get the same press. The press only wants to cover the negative stories about Greg Hardy beating the crap out of his girlfriend and leaving her with a black eye, that sort of thing. That's what the media focuses on. So, I mean, I think as media, we need to turn the tide and we need to start talking about what these players are doing for their community. That's going to be the only way to stop these sort of things, if we stop giving it the press. When it comes to being a celebrity, notoriety is better than obscurity. So I think some of these people might just be acting out as a way to get their name in the paper because they're not playing well. If you look at the Buccaneers, they didn't do shit last season. So Jameis Winston, maybe he just wanted to, get his name out there. And like I said, if it's okay for the president, it's okay for a quarterback. And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right about that, because we all know he is the number one groper in the country, President Trump. All right, Dizzy Mac, what's your feeling about this?
First Lady, I feel like this. Donald Trump, it takes one to know one. Got it, you had it right. Trump grabbing, Jameis Winston grabbing. I mean, just grab it. But Jameis, you lucky, man. You very lucky, because they could have just cut you right off the spot. A lot of people just want to just move on from you once this had happened. But you got a problem, man. A fine old lady. What you out there groping? What you out there reaching? Grab it. Oh, because you got a couple of drinks? Man, hey, leave that bottle alone. Go home and be with that fine woman before I make her shimmy shake girl.
All right, Spitface, what you saying about this situation with Jameis Winston?
If I was the alcohol manufacturers, I'd be suing him for defamation. I have noticed that there's no warning on the label that drinking of this will keep you from being will turn you into a serial groper.
Hey, it's just like Ambien causing racism.
Yeah, I think groping was about up in you. and the drinking, kind of, went with the flow. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, like I said, Winston has a lot to redeem himself about this situation. We'll see how he does, because really, if he continues to get in trouble, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're going to eventually outright cut him and not pay him the money he's so waited for a long time, because he's due to make a lot of money next year. But Goddess Kelly, over to you.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting the suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. I listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowering over the competition. I'm towering, wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest, that'll all get sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. We are not talking about Carol Davis, Christina Weiss-Laurie, or Amy Adams Strunk. We are talking about the knockout punch. DeAndre Jordan is landing on the Clippers with the announcement he's out of there. DeAndre is opting out of $24 million, which is not chump change. Is the lure of being a Maverick and playing with Dirk that enticing, or is there more to this story? Does DeAndre opting out say more about him or more about the Clippers as an organization? Does having that $24 million back in the bank give the Clippers a shot at landing the big kahuna and making a few deals to bring the king to L.A.? Is DeAndre taking a big risk considering he's just about 30 and he may take a little less up front to play with the Mavs? Ann Walton Cronkey, Sarah Blakely, and Jeannie Buss are asking, what you saying? Now, for me, I know a lot of people think that it's pretty much cut and dry that DeAndre Jordan is going to go to the Mavericks, but I actually have been hearing rumors that one team, namely the Golden State Warriors, have been pursuing him rather hard, and they're interested. If DeAndre was going to go to the Mavs, they would have been able to work out a trade. They were trying to work out a trade between the Clippers to pick him up, and it fell through. So now that he's completely opted out, I don't think we're actually going to see him go to the Mavericks. I think that these Golden State rumors might actually have some truth to them. And when it comes to him opting out of that $24 million, I'm going to take a cue from Beyonce and say to the Clippers, if you liked it, you should have put a ring on it. And we all know that there is no chance DeAndre Jordan could have got a ring playing with the Clippers. They got close, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. It doesn't count in the NBA. And we all know that until some teams make a super team to contend with Golden State has got a lock on all the rings. So we're going to see a lot of free agents trying to scramble, including not only King James, but also Kawhi Leonard. Now, Kawhi, I think, might be an interesting person for the Clippers to consider. We all know that Kawhi is actually from LA, and by leaving his current team, he said that he wants to go to LA. Now, everyone assumed it was the Lakers, but I think that it's pretty much just the city. And I think that the Clippers now, with this kind of money in the bank, might be able to put together a package that could be enticing to Kawhi. So we'll see what happens there. I don't think that the Clippers have a chance in hell at going after LeBron James. I think the only LA team that might have a shot there would be the Lakers. And even though LeBron has opted out of his contract in Cleveland, it still doesn't mean that he's going anywhere. He could still stay on the North Coast and not go to the West Coast. That's all I'm saying. DeAndre, not going to go to the Mavs. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go to Golden State. First Lady, what are you saying?
Well, it seems like Golden State wants everybody, but I don't think they have enough cap room to offer DeAndre Jordan money. I mean, if he's going to go to Golden State Warriors, he's going to have to take a considerable drop in pay. I mean, and he gave up $24 million. I just don't see him dropping to, I think, $8 million or something like that. I don't see that. But anyway, to me, I'm just looking at DeAndre Jordan. He is the last player linked to Lob City for the Clippers. They finally broke up the team, which they should have done years ago. You know, Jerry West came in there as a consultant, and he said, you know, enough of this Lob City. You guys need to move into another direction. And Jerry West, a great mind, Jerry West, who put the Lakers team together, who put the team with not LeBron, put the team with Kobe Bryant and Shaq. How can I forget? But anyway, Jerry West is a great mind, so he's in control right now of the Clippers, and he's glad that DeAndre Jordan opted out of his contract. Trust me on that. I mean, like you said, Goddess Kelly, they tried to get a deal done with the Mavs, but the Mavs just didn't want to give up too much to get DeAndre Jordan. You know, they would have done it 5 years ago, and how could we forget what DeAndre Jordan did to the Mavs 5 years ago? They shunned him, and he reneged on a verbal agreement. So now he's open arms to come to the Dallas Mavericks. And I think he's going to go there. I really do, because he was another player that wants to play home, and he's from Texas, and Dallas would be the place that he wants to be. Now, is he risking giving up the money? I don't think he's risking giving up the money. And the other thing is, to me, the fact that he's giving up this money really shows more about DeAndre Jordan, because he feels very comfortable with his abilities and feels very comfortable that the Mavs would come close to the salary that he's looking for. And the Mavs are desperate to sign a free agent. The only big free agent they have signed really has been Harrison Barnes, and we know he hasn't been great. He was good on a star-studded Warriors team, but he hasn't done nothing in Dallas. Now, the Mavs are an interesting team because they really have two good young players in Luka Doncic and Dennis Smith Jr., and that's the people that they can build around. And the Mavs need a center. They always have needed a center. But the thing to me is, I don't even know if I would concentrate on Jordan as their center. I mean, I would go after Clint Capella. I mean, he's a younger version of Jordan, and he can actually probably shoot the ball a little bit better than Jordan. And the other center they could go after is Boogie Cousins. You know, he may actually become cheaper than Jordan because of the fact that he had that Achilles injury, and he would need to prove himself before he can get a big contract. But, you know, the Mavs, you know, they have a lot of decisions to make, but they seem to be gung-ho about getting Jordan. And I have to tell you something. You have to believe that Dirk has made some deals with Mark Cuban. He has to have a wink-wink on the side, because this man has given up so much money to allow them to get free agents that they haven't even been able to get. I mean, now he's making $5 million. Now they're thinking about giving him $4.4 million. I mean, that's really ridiculous. So I know that Dirk is getting a big check upon his retirement. When he retires, I know Cuban is going to give him a check because he's giving up a lot of money. But and another thing, just because Jordan is leaving, that doesn't necessarily mean the Clippers have a lot of cap space. You know, the NBA cap space rules are very, very complicated, and I'm not even going to try to figure it out. But just because that $24 million is coming off the books, that doesn't mean the Clippers have $24 million to spend. They may have some of it, maybe half of it, but they don't have the entire amount. So it'll be interesting what the Clippers will do. I think, like you said, Goddess Kelly, they are going to be a player trying to get Kawhi Leonard, because they're going to have to renounce a couple of their contracts in order to do that. But we'll see.
All right, Dizzy Mac, what do you have to say? We still got Dizzy Mac, or we lose our Dizzy Mac? All right, Spitface, over to you. What you got to say?
I'm looking at the situation, and I don't know if, some just say, Mavs, you going to invest all that into DeAndre, and you got Dirk, and you got to, I don't know about this team. I think they're trying to rebuild on the sly. And I'm kind of like what the First Lady said, maybe look at somebody a little bit younger and see if you can entice them to the team, because you rebuilding anyway. How long is Dirk gonna play? How long is he gonna be the new? I mean, the boy bad, but hey, you know, as they say, Father Time is creeping up. And last time I looked, you know, Dirk ain't no, you know, young, you know, spry chicken out there. So, and First Lady, whatever deal he got with Cuban, I don't think we're gonna know it. we gonna just look at one of them television shows, The Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, and you'll be looking at, how did Dirk get all that stuff? He was only making $5 million a year. So that boy said, you right. That's all I'm saying.
All right, First Lady, take us over to break.
The first two listeners to email us or send a shout-out why the reason these ladies are grouped together will receive a $25 gift card from our partners at AdagioT.com and NBAstore.com. Your hint is NFL and NBA. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we'll have a performance from Dizzy Box 9 on the first part of Shout-Out. Where's Dizzy back? He flew on his carpet.
That's the vibe.
The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout-out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Dizzy Box 9.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Today we are featuring the music of Dizzy Box 9. DJ, let's hear Oh Yay.
It's true. I'm sitting on the doorstep thinking about you. With eyes in the skies, I thought you really knew just what you would discover, just what you used to. 'Cause I don't know if you really care, and I don't know just who's standing there. You take me to the limit and take me through the air. You take me to the limit and take me there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So maybe you can call it right up in the air. I got you into heaven and pushed you on a dare. If I was in your picture, would you think it's fair? I'm falling into heaven, I thought that you were there. 'Cause I don't know if you really care, and I don't know just who's standing there. You take me to the limit, you take me through the air. You take me to the limit and take me there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. That's oh yay. Now let's see if they're going to get a oh yay from the panel. Goddess Kelly, what did you think of this particular song?
It sounded like it needed horns because it had like this total ska vibe to me. Like they just needed a horn section and they would have had like, you know, some 90s ska hit. But I mean, it was a nice little punk throwback sound. I don't really think it was anything necessarily special. But I mean, it's the kind of band that I would have seen at the little club near where I grew up in when I was a teenager and I was into the whole punk ska scene. So I'm going to give it a weak shout out. It's a shout out, but it's kind of a weak one. So I didn't think it was special, but I appreciated that whole punky throwback vibe.
Okay, you're going to give it a weak shout out. All right. I see Goddess Kelly liking the different type of music we playing here on Bras, Panties, and Sports. Dizzy Mac, what's your opinion about this song? You going to shout it out or you going to hit the mute button?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I liked it. I'm giving it a shout out, First Lady. I liked it. It was, you know, kind of catchy. The Shimmy Shake girls are moving and grooving. Man, you know, you had a, you know, couple of dance moves from the Bearskin Rug, and hey, oh yeah.
All right, oh yeah, all right. Spit face. You shouting it out, or are you going to hit the mute button? Okay, well, we seem to have missing people every 5 minutes. We're missing somebody. Now we miss Spit face. I don't know where he went. Must have went where you went, Zizzy. All right. Well, let me put it this way. I'm going to give it a yo. I wasn't too thrilled with the song, but it's like Goddess Kelly always say, not my type of genre. Definitely not my type of genre. But I'm going to give him a yo for effort. I do agree with you, Goddess Kelly. It does seem like something was missing with the music because all I really heard was that guitar in the background. And that's all I heard. But I'm going to give it a yo. But that was, you know, we'll see on part 2 of Shout Out if we'll have another performance from Dizzy Box 9 to see if they will get a shout out or are we going to hit the mute button again. Is that the sound of my favorite underwater friend? I hope he didn't disappear. It's time for Flip It.
All right, Flipper, he kind of headed on down to Mississippi for the 4th of July, so he skipped out on us. Yes. But this is Flip It, where hosts defend the point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. LeBron has opted out of Cleveland, and the word is he is L.A. bound to see if the Wizard can sprinkle some magic and bring him another ring. Defend. Whatever L.A. is lacking, bringing the king makes it a lot easier to get some merry men. Great move for LeBron. Goddess Kelly, defend.
Well, I've actually been reading articles, and it didn't necessarily name names, but it did say that there are some well-talented veterans out there that would accept playing for veteran minimum if they had a chance to play with LeBron in LA. I've said it a million times. When it comes to NBA history, there is just some kind of mystique about the LA Lakers. They are the team for people that are my age, and I'm about LeBron's age, not to throw my age out there, but for people that are around our age, it's when you think back to the heyday of when we were watching basketball in our youth, it was all about the Lakers. And a lot of players that are around that same age, they feel that same way about the Lakers. Like it is the height of basketball success to be able to play in LA. So if LeBron were to go there, I could see it being a great move, and I could see a lot of other players around that same age that still have a lot of gas in the tank saying, you know what, I'll take a pay cut to go out there to fulfill my childhood dream of playing in LA. So it's going to make that team a contender. If LeBron goes, all these other people will follow. It's like the Field of Dreams. If you recruit him, they will come. That's all I'm saying.
That's all you're saying? All right. That's all we're saying, too. I see. We see that he's losing our people here. Dizzy Mac, you go ahead and defend.
Okay. Well, hey, I mean, L.A. has always been one of the meccas of basketball. People want to go there. People want to play there. People want to just go out and hang out. They love L.A. You know the old saying, I love L.A. Hey, they get the king. They're going to have some players coming. They're going to have some players wanting to play. They're going to have some players wanting to take a risk to play for a championship. They know LeBron can at least get them there. They want to be able to say, I helped LeBron get them over the hump. So yeah, it's big. It's big. He's on. You know, hey, but like this, his skills make all the ball players come to the yard. So they're gonna get some pieces. They're gonna get some players. They're gonna get some notoriety right off the rip if they sign LeBron. They coming. They may just wanna, you know, hold on and just do what they do because LeBron will do the rest.
All right, Dizzy Mac. Well, let me just put it this way. LeBron has always shown the ability to recruit players to follow him to teams. I mean, he has that cachet to recruit players. When he went to Miami, he got Bosh, he got Mike Miller, and eventually Ray Allen. When he went back to Cleveland, he orchestrated trades for Kevin Love. And even though Tristan Thompson was on the team already, if you remember, LeBron got the Cavs to pay him that large contract for him to stay, and he also had them to request the trade for J.R. Smith from the Knicks. So players love to play with LeBron because he gives them a chance to go very deep into the playoffs. It will not be any different in L.A. because players will join him to make the Lakers great again. Like you said, Dizzy Mac, they love coming to L.A. Most of these players live in L.A. during the off season. So why not join LeBron in L.A.? I mean, they're already there. So then They can make the Lakers great again. So we'll, you know, LeBron is about that. LeBron is like the Pied Piper. People will follow him. All right.
You say the Pied Piper. Well, you know, this is we flip the script and defend the opposing view. LeBron and the billions, baby, family is not a good mix. Magic couldn't say the toxic potion that would be brewed. Bad move, LeBron. LeBron and baller. Oh, not a good move. Dizzy Mac, the fan.
Hell no, it's not a good move. I can just see LeBron just saying, "You ain't my daddy." How you gonna tell the king something and be courtside and criticized and all that? No, LeBron ain't going for it. It's too toxic of a situation. Hey, ship Lonzo Ball, San Antonio is one of them pieces for Kawhi Leonard, and be done. I think it'll be a win-win for everybody. We won't have LeBron, you know, snapping on LeBron and the rest of the family. You won't have to worry about, hey, who is this kid listening to? His daddy, the coach, or me? You know, Brian likes to be listened to. So, you know, you can't have that mix. Too toxic of a mix. I'm telling you, ball has got to go in order for this to work. And LeBron knows that. He's just chilling right now. But don't push him. Because he could get close to the edge with LeBron's antics.
All right, okay, the ballers. All right, got us, Kelli, the fan.
Yeah, when it comes to making Twitter tirades and media tirades, the only person that gives President Trump a run for his money is LeVar Ball. And in some of his tirades, he's called out LeBron, saying that Lonzo is going to be a better player. What? I mean, Lonzo pretty much did not show much potential in his rookie season. He was not playing the same way LeBron played in his rookie season, I can tell you that. And when it comes to LA, without LeBron, they really don't have much of a chance. And it's pretty much going to be LeBron having to start over from scratch and building his own team. Granted, he is going to have Magic to help him do that if he were to go there, but it's not going to be like the Cavaliers where he pretty much handpicked those players to play with him. And if he went to another team, a lot of the rumors are saying he's also considering the Philadelphia 76ers. The 76ers have got a lot of talent. Nobody expected them to make it to the playoffs and put as good of a showing as they did. They have Rookie of the Year. They've got the process and Joel Embiid. They've got a decent little team there. So that would be a good landing spot for LeBron as well if he doesn't stay in Cleveland, which is still a possibility even though he opted out. I don't want to, overstate that enough. So I don't think LA is a good chance. There is going to be some toxic stuff there with the whole Ball family, and he doesn't have much to go on in terms of a championship team unless they completely gut and recruit from scratch. So you know what? Stay where the superstars are and stay in the East where it's easy to play.
Stay in the East where it's easy to play. All right, is this going to be a toxic brew? Will they have to find Miss Cleo to make a connection if they get balla with LeBron? First Lady, the then.
Why would LeBron want to deal with LeVar Ball and his antics about his son Alonzo? LeVar already blames the Lakers for his son's injury. The Ball family is a sideshow that will never stop as long as Alonzo is on the team. And can LeBron at this stage of his life really recruit people to join him in L.A.? I mean, does he still have the respect of other players since the Kyrie Irving ordeal? You remember, Kyrie didn't want to play with LeBron because he is such a ball-dominated player. If you believe Stephen A. Smith, LeBron tried to recruit Kevin Durant by text, and Kevin chuckled at the request. So, LeBron doesn't have as much cachet as he used to have. And I'm not sure if, LeBron really can draw these players to this team this year. I mean, remember LeBron talked about his teammates in Cleveland? He first talked about the first set of group, then he talked about the second group. So people are not really feeling LeBron the way they used to feel him. So I just don't think he's going to be going to L.A., especially if he can't get anybody to come with him, and he got to deal with that LeVar Ball situation. I mean, LeBron just needs to stay in Cleveland. That's what he really needs to do at this point in time. And unfortunately for Magic, by his own words, if he can't get LeBron or nobody else, he's going to have to concentrate on his other business and step down as the president of the Lakers.
Well, I put it like this. Looking at Magic's, I'll just say, wallet, he ain't going to be hurt, but his feelings might be. All right, First Lady, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2. And why is he going on vacation all the time? That's what I want to know.
No underwater creatures have been harmed in the taping of this show.
It's PETA and all those vacation weeks they offer.
Y'all just don't know how hard Flipper got to work.
Welcome back. You are still listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for the funnies. Goddess Kelly, over to you.
All right. I think we got a good one for the panel today. Florida man rides on hood of car going 70 miles per hour. A Florida man rode on the state's busiest highway while clinging onto the hood of a car. In video of the incident recorded by Daniel Meda, who was driving next to the open-air passenger, the man is lying on the hood of the car, which was going around 70 miles per hour. He holds on with one hand and talks on his cell phone with the other hand. Madad believes the man was talking on the phone with a woman driving the car. He didn't even look like he was freaked out by what was going on, but I was freaking out. All I was thinking is, this guy is going to slide off and hit me, slide off the other side, or if anything, he's going to slide down and she's going to hit him, and then she's going to crash into somebody else. When she says she's done with you, but you're not really done with her, hashtag only in Florida. My dad tweeted along with his video.
Man, nah, that's cool. That's cool. And, look, please, no young folk, do not copycat. Your ass will be seriously injured doing it. I'm telling you, you're going to get hurt doing this kind of crazy stuff. But all right, First Lady, what's up with your folks in Florida?
You know what? I saw that video, and the one thing I could not understand is why that lady did not slam that brake and get that fool off of her car. Because that's what I would have done. I would have slammed the damn brakes, and his behind would have been tumbling over, and he may be dead by now. But I don't care. Well, you're a fool. If you're risking your life jumping on somebody's car like that anyway. So obviously he didn't care about dying. So.
Well, I mean, this is probably just like the newest incarnation of social media challenges. They probably knew each other. They were in cahoots, and he was, on his phone. And I'm sure somewhere along the ride, he probably took a few selfies. And if we searched hard enough, I'm sure we could find him. That's just what kids do these days. But
yeah, guys, you didn't see the video. They weren't no kids. I was just warning. See, I'm going to quote grown folks who supposed to know better. I ain't giving them no warning. If you doing stupid stuff like that, you deserve whatever happened. But so I'm just trying to head off these youngsters from thinking this is a new social media thing. No, they just idiots, y'all. Don't do that.
Bras, Panties, and Sports does not condone people riding on the hood of cars at 70 miles per hour, so please don't do that at home.
Stalking their girlfriend. Remember that stalking part. Because I'm with First Lady. That's called stalking. My man gonna stalk. Hey, you gotta see yourself.
Oh, well, Flipper may be on vacation, but I'm still feeling the water splashing on me, so I think it might be time again for Flip It.
Yes, it's time for Flip It again. What does OKC do if Paul George decides to walk? Should they trade Westbrook and start rebuilding, or keep him and see if you can bring in another superstar? Panel defend. If Paul George leaves, it's all over because they ain't getting LeBron time to move on from Westbrook. It's time to move on from Westbrook and get something to build for the future. Goddess Kelly, defend.
Well, I mean, absolutely, because as long as the super team in Golden State still stands, nobody else in the Western Conference really has much of a chance of being able to do anything. So if they can't keep Paul George, they're not really going to be contenders to make it into the playoffs. Not that they're really much of contenders anyway. I mean, Westbrook pretty much carries that team. Mr. Averaging a triple-double MVP, Russell Westbrook. But, I mean, with that being said, everyone knows that they don't have a chance to make it to the Western Conference Finals. So what they need to do is they need to start recruiting young players who are still going to be around when the dynasty in Golden State falls. So it would be very smart for them to deal Westbrook where they can get considerable talent, younger talent to replace him and start thinking about the future of the team. It only makes sense.
All right. Get rid of Russ. Get rid of Russ. Get rid of Russ. Dizzy Mac, defend.
Well, see, Carmelo already opted in. Carmelo went for the money. He said, I ain't going to get this money no place else. See, Paul George can and will. So he's still eyeing what LeBron is going to do. He's still trying to figure out how much I can make, what's the best situation, and how can I win right now. Russ is going to be formidable, even if he's by himself. That's just the kind of player he is. But it's definitely going to be difficult to rebuild if you don't have Paul George. I think that may be the best thing. Get some pieces in place. Put them around Westbrook, and you may have something in 2 years.
Well, Dizzy Mac, Westbrook is going to be traded. So how would the OKC be without having Westbrook?
Ooh!
They trade him.
Hey, they would not be fun to watch. They would not be a good team. And I would say Billy Donovan would be fired very quickly.
All right. Dizzy Mac, defend. It's all over. You need to trade Westbrook. Defend.
Trade him. Get the pieces that you can get for him. Make sure that he's able to get you a good haul back. Draft picks, young players, you need that because it's going to mean a major overhaul, a major mindset overhaul on and off the court. But, hey, you can get some pieces. I think people will be willing to chip in to your cause getting Westbrook. So, definitely. It won't be all bad because, again, you'll have opportunities to draft players that you want to draft, get key players that buy into the system totally that you can do something with, and make the situation as best as possible as your fans only fill up half the arena.
All right, Spit face, defend.
I hate to say it is. If Paul George leaves, it is all over. Who are they gonna get to come to OKC? Who they gonna get? And then if they get someone, they had 3 MVPs, and they couldn't win. Kevin Durant, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, 3 MVPs, and you can't win? So, I'm going, OKC, Oklahoma City, I love you, respect you, y'all some great fans, but if Paul George go, because LeBron is not coming to the rescue. He ain't going to no small market. It just ain't happening. Y'all were lucky that y'all had the young guns, Durant, Harden, who you gave up a chump change, and Westbrook. It's time to look to the future and go, you know what? We got to get some draft picks, and because we ain't going nowhere, and all we gonna do is end up paying Westbrook a whole bunch of money and never be able to put a good team around. So Paul George go, the writing is it's spray painted on the wall. That's all I'm saying.
It's spray painted on the wall. Yeah, he's leaving. Paul George is leaving. I mean, he's just done a series, and he said he was leaving. But OKC, you definitely got to unload Westbrook while you can get something for him now, and like Goddess Kelly said, get some talent for him. You should be able to get some solid players that you can put on this team and build around, and then you can build through the draft, because we already know OKC knows how to build through the draft. They did it before. If you remember, they drafted Westbrook, James Harden, Serge Ibaka, Steven Adams. I mean, they know how to draft good players. So, they needed to dump them. And they don't need to worry about their fan base because they have a great fan base. These people will come out regardless if they're losing. And sometimes, like we know with Philadelphia, you got to do it the process way if you want to rebuild your team back up. So it's time to let Russ go and rebuild to sustain their future. Because we all know OKC is not a free agent landing spot by no means. But this is Flip It. This is where we flip the script. Panel, defend. trading Westbrook would send OKC into the wilderness for several years. If Paul leaves, do the work and get Westbrook some support. Dizzy Mac, defend.
Yeah, you have to give Westbrook some support. Definitely. I mean, trading Westbrook would just be organizational suicide on OKC's part. It would take a lot of years to get back. But hey, try to get some support. But Paul George is out of there. He's out of there. I mean, he may be enticed by the money, but LeBron is going to be a bigger influence. And his chance to play with LeBron, is right there. So, you'd have to get back pieces. You have to be very strategic in what you want, how you can get it out of that trade and execute. Or, we executing you.
Okay. Spitface, defend.
I put it like this. If they trade Westbrook, they will be in the wilderness. Because he's the only draw that they got. And now they might be in that smart wilderness where they say, you know what, if we going to go down, let's go down good so that we can keep getting some high draft picks for like the next 3-4 seasons. And save on that big money. So maybe we can, turn, these lemons into lemonade. But right now, if Westbrook is gone, now they lucky they got great fans because they're gonna have to do it Philadelphia. They're gonna have to do that. They're gonna have to. You know what? What we got to look for is that how long is the super team gonna stay a super team? So if they look at it as, you know what, we want to be ready in 3 seasons to compete. But it's going to take 3-4. They're going to be on that 10 games won, 57 games lost. But hopefully they'll do better than the Bulls. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Goddess Kelly, defend. Westbrook needs support.
Well, I mean, I think when it comes to Russell Westbrook, after KD left, he had that historic season where he did the triple-double and he won the MVP. And I think that was kind of his proverbial middle finger being stuck up to the rest of the NBA. We all know that Russell Westbrook absolutely carries that team. I mean, how often do people even talk about Paul George when they talk about OKC? They don't. They talk about Russell Westbrook. So what would be smart is you have got this offense that is completely and utterly run by one guy, Russell Westbrook, who pretty much pulls a LeBron and takes the entire team on his shoulders. What you need to do is you need to surround him by talented role players. I'm not talking about superstar free agents, because we all know that OKC wouldn't land them. But we all know that anybody that wants their ball time doesn't want to play with Russell Westbrook. But you need to find those less well-known role players. You need to find some defensive players. Maybe find a big man, something like that. You need to surround him by super talent that hasn't quite hit superstar level. And then they could be contenders. They need to find people that complement him, not people that are stars on their own. And I think that OKC could have a pretty nice little team if they were to do that. If they built around Westbrook and got pieces that would fit his talent, not necessarily pieces that are already superstars.
Goddess Kelly, you and I are always on the same page when it comes to things, and I agree with you on this. Anyway, it's bad enough that OKC is not a free agent destination, but if you remove Westbrook from the team, I mean, give me a break. They'll be into the wilderness for years. But you're right, Goddess Kelly. Westbrook is similar to LeBron James. He's a ball-dominating player. And as you indicated, I'm going to take it a little step further. they need to surround him by people that are less, talented or not less talented, but are not superstars. But they also need to surround him with players that can catch and shoot. That's the difference. They need to catch the ball and shoot it. He is willing to pass the ball because he's a triple-double threat. He doesn't need slashers. When you look at the OKC roster, and I mean really look at this roster, they got nothing but slashers on the team. They got Jeremy Grant, Corey Brewer, Raymond Felton, Andre Robertson. These are not efficient outside shooters. OKC, they really need to build their rosters with players to complement Westbrook. Rebuild his team around his strengths with his driving to the hoop and passing it out to the wings. And they need to get shooters on the team. Catch and shoot shooters. That's what they need. And if they do that, hey, I give OKC a chance to compete with the Warriors. But anyway, we're going to go we're going to get some of that jambalaya that Goddess Kelli is cooking. Is it going to be spicy or is it going to be mild?
Well, this one could go either way. It's a little bit spicy, but I think it's going to be delicious. So here it comes. Scientists say the universe is made up of protons, neutrons, and electrons. And they forgot to mention morons. How does this quote relate to Tony Romo saying the Green Bay Packers will be the team to beat in the NFC? You know what, Tony Romo? You don't know anything about teams to beat in the NFC, mister. I think you won, one playoff game in your entire career? And let's not forget, you were part of the enemy of the defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. The fact that even after we won the Super Bowl with a backup quarterback, I might add, the fact that no one in the media is giving us any respect as the top dog in the NFC, it completely pisses me off. Nobody's got us at number one. People are talking about the LA Rams. People are talking about the Minnesota Vikings with Kirk Cousins. You know what, please? We beat Kirk Cousins twice last year when he played for that Washington team. And you know what? The Green Bay Packers, they can't even stay healthy. Aaron Rodgers didn't play a full season last season. They have been having injury problems with key players for years and years. Not just Aaron Rodgers, but wide receivers as well. So first, Green Bay, you need to stay healthy, but there is no way you are the team to beat in the NFC. Tony Romo, go sow your sour grapes somewhere else. First Lady, I know you're going to agree with me. Take a bite of this jambalaya.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to still take a bite of the jambalaya, but I don't agree with you because I'm looking at it in a different way. I'm looking at it a different way. I think everyone else who's against the Green Bay Packers being number one, they're the morons. Tony Romo is right. We're talking about that bad man, Aaron Rodgers. That's what we're talking about. The man was injured last year. I mean, this man is going to come back, and he's going to have a fantastic year, and he is going to put the Green Bay Packers on his back, and they will probably be the number one team coming out of the NFC East. Well, excuse me, out of the NFC. So Tony isn't a moron. Now, if he had said the Dallas Cowboys was the team, then I would say Tony is a moron. But how can you bet against Aaron Rodgers? I mean, really, Goddess Kelli, I know you flying high with the Eagles, but don't be negative towards Tony because he feels that bad man Aaron Rodgers can be the leader that he is. It's all about Aaron Rodgers, and Tony is a quarterback, and he knows Aaron Rodgers is coming back strong. Everybody else is the moron, not Tony Romo.
It's all right. We were underdogs last year, and we won it all. We can be underdogs and do it again. Dizzy Mac, talk some sense into First Lady, please.
Okay, you got it. Because Green Bay is not going to be nowhere near the top in their division. And Rodgers got to do all he can to keep some defensive linemen off his back. Yeah, see, Green Bay's a little bit too fresh. Gave up Jordy Nelson. Still don't have a dependable backup for Aaron Rodgers. nobody can even, hold it. Well, nobody comes close. And, he's passing that window. He's already won one. And that's all he was going to be afforded. Just like Drew Brees. And, that's all he was going to be afforded, just one championship. But they're not the best team in the NFL. And a lot of times me and Spitface on the same page.
All right, Spitface, take a bite of the jambalaya.
I'm looking at Tony Romo, and I put it like this. Whatever the prediction, he a moron. It don't matter what he predict. Proton, neutron, electron, he a moron. Because he was moronic in the way he led the Dallas Cowboys to one playoff win. And if anything, he is reminiscing himself. See, he's trying to project his dreams of being at the big game. Like how a father projects his dream onto his child. That, I couldn't win the big, but you can. You can win it for me. So that's what's happening with Tony Romo. He's like, come on, Aaron, you can win. You can win it for us. Aaron already got one, but you can win this one for us, for all those quarterbacks who could get the stats like crazy, but we couldn't get to the big dance. If you get to the big dance, that's some retribution for me. Because I put it like this, I put outside of the reigning Super Bowl champions, I'm kind of looking at New Orleans. Drew Brees got a better chance of getting another ring than Aaron Rodgers. That's right, because they done mess around and snuck up and got them a defense. That's all I'm saying.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely. And like I said, I don't care if people want to underestimate the Philadelphia Eagles. We were underestimated from game one of the regular season last year, and we always play good from behind. That's what Philadelphia does. But anyway, First Lady, take us to break.
On the other side of the break, we'll have another performance from Dizzy Box 9 on Shout Out. Please stay tuned.
They related to Dizzy Matt.
You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for Shout Out Part 2. Not the picks, but the finale. The music flows around the globe to get a shout out from the crew. Goddess Kelli, over to you.
All right, we have got another performance from Dizzy Box 9. So, DJ, let's hear Good.
Hold me now, I'm back again. I'm making sense of what we lose in the end. And what you know is what I show. Welcome to my anti-image fashion show. What's good for you is good for me. And everything I have is for you to see. So hold me now, I'm back again. I'm giving you a sense of what we lose in the end. I think it looks so clear. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. We make it out of here. Wake up, wake up, wake up. I'll take you anywhere with me, yeah. I'll take you anywhere with me, yeah. I'll take
All right, that was good. Is the track getting a shout-out or the mute button? Now, for me, I think good is a good title for the song, because that's what it was. It was good. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was just good. Back when I was younger, I used to do like a lot of music festivals, like Lollapalooza, All Points West, Bonnaroo, and like in the morning on like the secondary stages, they would have like these little punk bands that would come on and play, and that's what these guys remind me of. They're like a generic, good punk band. They're not bad, but they're just good. They don't have anything special that would propel them to like radio popularity, but they're an opening act, and they're not bad. They're fun, but it's nothing special. So once again, I'm going to give it a weak shout out just because it reminds me of those days when I used to go to those kind of festivals. But just a weak shout out from me. First Lady, what did you think of that one?
Excuse me, I actually like that one better than I did the first one, so I'm going to shout this one out. It was a cute little song. I could get into it a little bit better than I did the first one, so I'm shouting them out on this one.
What?
Dizzy Mac, what do you think?
I hit the mute button, guys. First Lady, I hit the mute button. They were all over the place. I was like, what? I went there, they were gone. I went over there, they were gone. I went back there, they were gone. They were all over the place. I really didn't follow them like I tried to because they were all over the place. So we hitting the mute button on them.
All right, Spitface, what do you think of good?
I thought it was a good track. I'm really where you are, Goddess Kelly. Like, one, I appreciate that they stayed in their lane and they jammed what they knew that they could jam, and they did not stretch it out. Like, well, let's try to make it better by going a minute longer. It was like right where it needed to be. But I do wonder if, because they can play. You can tell they can play. They got their production down. It just kind of makes you wonder, like, man, maybe y'all need to kind of broaden out a little bit, like you were saying earlier, add some horns, do some, get a little, but they may be looking for a particular sound, and that's what they want to do. But I think they got some skills. I'm shouting it out.
I agree. I think that if they added the horns and went in the ska direction, they might be a little bit more special. But that's the end of Shout Out, and if you liked what you heard from DizzyBox9, you can check them out at dizzybox9.com. It's DIZZYBOXNINE.com. And if you would like to be heard or have any comments, you can send your emails and tracks to Panties at oldgrumpyradio.com. So now, First Lady, we don't have any picks this week, but give us an update on the picks.
Yes, we don't have any picks. But anyway, the hardball picks will start after the MLB All-Star Game. Who will wear the crown? Can I go 2 for 2? All right, let's moving on. It's time for the panel to give their outrageous predictions. I'm going to start it off. My outrageous prediction is Sammy Sosa's complexion will turn brown again.
What, he got a Michael Jackson treatment?
He thinks he looks good. He needs to go back and look at his previous pictures. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Goddess Kelly, what's your outrageous prediction?
All right, I'm taking it back to our first topic of the show, and I am going to say that President Trump is going to give Jameis Winston a pardon for his grabbing the pussy episode.
Oh, man. There are some pardons you don't want to get.
Dizzy Mac, what's your outrageous prediction?
My outrageous prediction this week is Mexico will win the World Cup.
Hey. Spitface, what's your outrageous prediction?
My outrageous prediction is that the Detroit Lions will take the NFC North.
Yeah, that is outrageous.
Won't be that bad man. Won't be them there Vikings. Won't be Detroit. Now the crazy prediction would be the Chicago Bears.
Well, we know you're not that crazy.
But merely outrageous, you know.
All right. The Me Too campaign has empowered women to support each other. However, women are not supporting the ladies of the WNBA. We need to take an effort to support this league because it represents the best of women in power. The league predominantly is run by women executives. This is a crucial year for the WNBA because at the end of the season, the players can opt out of their collective bargaining agreement because they just do not make enough money. The only way this league can survive, fans need to support them, especially women. Goddess Kelli, tell our listeners where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on social media. I am on Twitter and Facebook at KELLIERUTTAR. And you can follow my show, The Red Zone with Kelly and Rashawn, at The Red Zone Live on both Twitter and Facebook. You can catch us live every Friday night from 7 to 9 on blogtalkradio.com/momentumshift. Or you can check us on demand whenever you'd like at my sponsor website, goingfor2.com/momentumshift.
All right. You can check me out on Twitter on Cheryl Smith at First Lady Sports. Please visit us at brawspantysports.com where you will find links for each of us, original episodes, and the Bearskin Lounge with our guest, Busy Mac.
Yeah.
As we celebrate Independence Day, please think of our fellow American citizens living in Puerto Rico. We join in the demand that Congress immediately convene a real investigation into why over 4,000 died from the hurricane and the government officially lists 64. It is a disgrace. This is Cheryl Smith, the First Lady of Sports Talk. Goddess Kelli, Dizzy Mac, and Spitface. You have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports.